Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Congressman Anthony Weiner delivers a body blow to American liberalism. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. There are very few people who can go out and effectively promote left-wing views in the media these days. In the House, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Dennis Kucinich, they do that. In the Senate, there's really nobody. These days, Bernie Sanders only speaks to the choir. Far and away, Congressman Anthony Weiner used to be the point man to deliver the liberal point of view. He was on TV all the time.
Make no mistake about it, every single Republican I have ever met in my entire life is a wholly owned subsidiary of the insurance industry.
They've got their Fox News, they've got their talking points, they've got their Tea Party guys in triangle hats. We know who they've got. They've got their Michelle Bachmans who are, you know, hearing messages from the mothership or whatever she's doing.
You know what I would have said? I would have said the Republican plan stinks, and I will chew my right arm off before I sign any part of it.
Well, now Mr. Weiner no longer available, and the liberal propaganda machine is taking a huge hit. Left still has reliable friends in the media, of course, but usually those press outlets speak to their own. Not too many conservatives or independents watch MSNBC. So if liberal America wants to persuade independent people that their cause is correct, they have very few options left. And that is apparent in a new Rasmussen poll, which says 54% of likely U.S. voters believe President Obama is more liberal than they are. Just 24% say their political views are similar to the president's. That's a huge divide, and it's growing, as non-ideological Americans see that the liberal approach, especially in economics, doesn't work. Like him or not, Anthony Weiner was a passionate spokesperson for the left, and there is no one available to replace him. When President Clinton got into trouble, there were legions of politicians and pundits ready to defend him, but that cadre has now largely disappeared. Thus, the Weiner story becomes far more than a congressman blowing up his own career. The entire liberal movement in America has been damaged. And that's a memo. Now for the top story tonight, reaction from Fox News analyst Bob Beckel in Washington and Leslie Marshall in Los Angeles. Both, of course, are liberals. All right, Leslie, where am I going wrong here?
Well, you know what? Here in California, Bill, some people say, Anthony who? You know, I know you're in New York, and everybody knows Congressman Weiner's name, and he's a big deal, and he has a big mouth, but he's not the most likable guy, and he's not the most lovable guy or loved by many liberals, myself included. So this is not about liberalism, Bill. This is about men in politics with power, left or right, who do really dumb things when it comes to their body and their genitalia.
That's a separate story. Beside Bob Beckel, Leslie, who is a lovable liberal? I mean, tell me who the lovable liberals are, beside Beckel.
Well, I will give you an example in New York. Charlie Rangel. Charlie Rangel was overwhelmingly reelected.
He's discredited
after
too.
He's
discredited too.
He was discredited, yes.
But he
was
can't go out.
But the Democrats
he has a hard
didn't get hurt for it, and his career
If you're going to say, Leslie, that the liberal movement in America is dependent upon Charles Rangel now to deliver its message.
That's not what I said, Bill.
Well, I asked you for a lovable liberal, somebody who can get the liberal message across, and you chose Charles Rangel. All right, let's go to the lovable liberal, Beckel. Am I wrong here that the liberal establishment really has got a problem in getting their message out now?
Well, that's a different question than the Weiner question. The Weiner question is when people wake up in Kokomo, Indiana this morning and they ask themselves who Weiner was, they have no idea. And the guy would go on television, you're right, on MSNBC and CNN and speak to 243 people. And so, I mean, the idea that somehow this guy is carrying a huge burden for the liberal message is silly. I mean, he should be resigned today. He should be out of here. It won't hurt us at all.
Okay, but
in
look,
fact, if he sticks around,
I didn't choose him to carry any message. All I'm telling you is that Anthony Weiner, far and away, above any other politician, was more visible on national television in the liberal cause than anybody else. You both know that's true. If you want to count plate appearances, okay, it was Weiner, he was out there, and now Weiner's gone. There's no one to take his place, Bob. No one.
I would suggest to you that John Kerry was out there more than he was.
John Kerry is almost impossible for any program to book. You cannot book the senator.
Look, if you believe, if it's true what you're saying about him being most at-bats, then you assume that somebody knows who he is. But you
Look,
go
I don't
outside
care
New York
whether
City,
anybody knows who he is or not. The liberal America, it has to persuade people that their vision is correct. You saw the Rasmussen
And you don't
poll.
do it with Anthony Weiner.
Okay,
you don't do it.
That's
with
fine.
Correct.
That wouldn't have been my
Even
choice
before his
either.
problems.
Okay, but there's nobody else. Look at the difference, Leslie, between now 2011, and when Clinton was in trouble. You had just legions of people coming across defending Clinton. Now, you've got very few people coming across, and most of them are paid mouthpieces, not people in Congress. They just aren't there.
You just...
Leslie.
I don't think it's because Congressman Weiner has hurt the Democrats. I think honestly it's because he's not likable. That's why I was giving
Leslie,
Charlie Rangel
let's get
as an
away
example.
from Weiner
when
for a
people
moment.
are likable, it's easier to get behind.
Okay, but there isn't anybody likable. There's nobody. Period.
Bill Clinton is the most favorable politician in America. He's a liberal. He speaks up for the American liberal progressive cause. And the idea that this punk Weiner is somehow a big deal in the Democratic liberal machine is crazy.
Okay.
Bill Clinton is somebody who will speak out and people pay attention to him.
But he won't speak out. You don't get him on television.
He speaks out every day.
Yeah, okay. Look, you had James Carville. You had a whole bunch of people that in the 90s were all over the place trying to persuade the nation that the liberal point of view was valid. Now, you don't have... Look, let me give you a good example. Leslie. You paying attention to me, Leslie? Good. That's your job. You have to pay attention to me. That's your job. MSNBC, the most liberal network in the history of television news. They have the same people on every night. Eugene Robinson has a cot. He sleeps there. All right? Oftentimes, he doesn't know what show he's on because he's on every show. He says the same thing every day. He goes, what am I supposed to say? They tell him, and he says it. This is not advancing the liberal cause, Leslie. It's not persuading. The Rasmussen poll shows that Americans are walking away from liberalism. They're losing the PR battle. Now they have nobody. Nobody. Go ahead, Leslie. Let Leslie and then you can go.
I disagree, Bill.
Right.
I disagree. You know, the polls show that Americans don't like Congress, House or Senate, left or right. The polls show that the Americans aren't really married to the president on the economy yet.
They don't like
come
liberalism,
day,
Leslie.
They will be.
It's 54-24. All right, Beck, I'll give you the last word.
It's not liberal. They don't like the term of liberalism and what they think it represents, Bill.
You tell me a warm, cuddly conservative, and I'll give you an oxymoron. There ain't no conservers out there that are lovable.
We're not talking about conservatives. We're talking about liberalism not having a shot to get its message out.
It can get its message out. Michelle Obama can get it out. She's very popular.
Michelle
Bill Clinton,
Obama.
Hillary
All right,
Clinton.
we'll book her tomorrow. Come on.
Okay, good.
Beckel.
You should do that.
She's Michelle Obama. All right, I think I won that debate, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you didn't
but let me
win
know
it.
in
You didn't
email.
win it. You know, you always used to win in a debate.
And
you
it was
got
2 against 1.
buried on that debate.
It was 2 against 1.
Hillary
I think
Clinton.
I kicked
You
some
got
serious.
buried
You
on
know
that
why.
debate.
All right.
You got buried on that
yeah,
debate.
I'm sure. Next on the rundown, Ann Coulter.